Later on this year, like years past, folks are going to begin to see photographs of veterans up on the utility poles. This year a little bit different than last year though, because this year there's going to be many more posters, photographs of veterans than we had last year, which was more than we had the previous year. And there's a lot of people to thank for that, in particular this gentleman to my right, Bill Casper. You started this, Bill, and you started it back in 2017.
2017.
How many posters did you have up back
We
then?
started that first year with 20 World War II veterans.
20 World War, now listen to this. How many do you expect to put up this year?
300.
300.
And those will be veterans from the Civil War right down to the present conflict.
Did you have any earthly idea that this would grow as quickly as it has in such a short period of time?
No, I didn't. I had no idea. In fact, it's been overwhelming at times trying to keep up with everything, especially getting light poles, to put them on and things like that. But it's been fun. It's been rewarding. And it's fun to see who comes up as a veteran, men, women, Lakota, African Americans, There's a lot of history behind these. I was on the Honor Flight Committee in 2009, 10, and 11. I went to Washington, D.C. in 10 and 11 on the flights. After that ended in South Dakota, a couple of years went by and I thought, we aren't doing anything for these World War II veterans anymore. So I started giving a luncheon out at TRIA every year. We serve 350 people at a time. And one of my golfing buddies' wives was one of my volunteers to work that. And at one point she said, I've got another idea for you. And she told me what Emporia, Kansas was doing with this project. And she said, seeing I don't have anything else to do, why don't I take it on? So I thought, why not? And then I was driving down the street and saw brackets on the big light poles. And so I went to Park and Rec and asked them about them. And Scott Anderson at Parks and Rec said that's where they put the Christmas decorations up.
Sure.
So I said, does anybody else use them? I thought maybe the Sturgis Rally or something like that. And he said as long as he'd been in town, nobody's ever asked to use them. So I thought, well, I'll use them.
Sure,
and
why not?
so we asked, and that's how we started to grow. And so every year we get more light poles from the city, and like I say, this year we're putting up 74.
I mean, there's a lot of manpower that has to go into this, and a lot of, some money as well. I mean, you gotta buy some brackets, some additional brackets for this, and plus pay folks that put these banners
Oh,
up,
yeah,
take
it's
them
an
down.
expensive proposition. It's running us probably about between $15,000 and $20,000 a year. We've been lucky. We've gotten one real large donation and several smaller but sizable donations, which have enabled us to keep it going because we're not in it to make money. We just charge a sponsor a little bit over the cost of the banner for handling and things like that. And then we charge a cost to hang it every year.
Do you realistically think, you're up to 300 banners now, 300 banners. Do you think you'll be able to put up more than 300 banners? You got to be running out of space or running out of manpower.
It all depends on the city. If the city will allow us to use more light poles, I think we can put them up. Mayor Allender asked me what my ultimate goal was, and I told him my ultimate goal was to hang a banner on every light post in town. And he kind of chuckled, but we're getting there.
You're getting there.
We're getting there, yes, we're getting there.